Just gotta dive in.
Mm-hmm. Into submit?
Hopefully not. If you miss the pool, that could happen.
Okay.
But you just gotta...
Just don't miss the pool.
Just don't miss the pool. That's the key, yeah.
That's the rule of life.
That's
just
the rule.
Don't miss the pool.
And don't run, or you'll slip and fall. I don't know what that's supposed to translate to in real life, but those are the pool rules. This is number 2 for me, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you're a pro now. I expect nothing short of perfection.
Not as good as Sydney or Jaylene, but I'm getting there.
How about Matthew?
Oh, I'm better than Matthew. And he you can at me on that one, Matthew.
Okay.
Hey, I've got one more episode now than him.
You do.
He's got to step his game up.
You do. He
Yep.
does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Four Honors podcast. And with me today, I have a very special friend, Cody.
I'm back.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Today's been a nice, peaceful day.
Yeah. You liking the weather? The weather's nice.
Oh my gosh. If it snows in Ohio one more time...
It better not.
It better not. Let's just leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that.
I looked at the weather for the next 2 weeks, and it's supposed to be in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. Well, at work, I work outside, so
So you're hoping for it.
I'm really hoping that it's nice out, because I actually want to work. Don't hear me say that very often, but it's true.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you ready?
I'm ready. We got some topics to talk about out here.
Topics.
Yeah.
Some very interesting topics.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Ready? Topic 1.
Topic
You
1.
came up with this one.
I did.
Would you like to introduce it?
I would. First topic we're gonna be talking about today is role models.
Okay.
Who are your role models? I guess maybe how they became your role models, or just kind of role models in general. And I'll let you start off since I introduced there.
Okay. Let's see here. I mean, I feel like you can always go with the cliche, my parents were my role models, or I don't have an older sibling, but my older sibling is my role models.
Right.
But if we wanted to go outside of that,
yeah.
Which I'm assuming that's how you want to take this.
Yeah.
I would probably say a lot of mine are very creative people. People that I watch.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
I know you watch a lot of YouTubers, obviously.
Yeah.
And I just from knowing you as a friend, I know they have a pretty big influence. I mean, on the podcast in general.
Yeah.
And just in your everyday life, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think for me, one of them is he does a fantastic job. Casey Neistat.
Okay. Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the fact that he's always talking about he created a video last year, Do What You Can't, which was pretty much a video of don't let anyone else tell you that you can't do something and instead prove them wrong, because in today's society you can do whatever you want as long as you work hard enough for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is a big inspiration and key to everything that I do, because I wholeheartedly believe the same thing.
Absolutely.
He's just a very motivated and creative person, which I sincerely enjoy and like about him.
Well, I think you guys kind of you guys are kind of the same in that kind of aspect. You always push yourself, you push yourself as hard as you can. And I know Casey does too, and I feel like that's kind of where you guys have a connection, kind of,
Yeah. You
guys both can kind of relate to that message, definitely.
There's this one, so he's on a new project now that he's doing called 368. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I have not heard about this.
Okay, so initially he came out with a company called Beam, which was a digital technology and app development company. Okay, yeah. And initially he then sold it to CNN, and it was going to be news, but individuals went on site and got the news. It was supposed to be News 2.0.
Oh,
so
okay.
they individually went out with like their DSLR cameras.
Oh,
and
so
stuff,
like
and like
not
personally,
reporters.
no,
Like
they weren't
like just everyday people.
yeah, like they weren't official reporters.
Okay, yeah.
And then their Beam app was supposed to connect them, so like you can watch their content, and then you can respond and record yourself and your reactions to their content.
That's pretty cool.
And
yeah.
share it, and it's supposed to be like the news 2.0, so everyone has a point of view and say and stuff.
Huh.
CNN, after buying it, after I think maybe a year, they decided to shut it down. So that ended.
Mm-hmm.
So he then started this company called 368, still in the works. But he wants it to be a creative studio for people in New York, for his creative friends and everyone else, to be able to have a center that they can come to, almost like, you know how YouTube provides YouTube space?
Yeah.
Where the creators can come and they can make their own content and stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with YouTube space is the fact that, yes, they'll allow you to use their facilities to create your content, but you have to submit your video, your final video, to them.
And they have to like approve it.
And they have to approve it,
Yeah.
which then takes like 2 to 3 months for them to approve.
Really?
So by the time they approve anything, it's probably irrelevant.
Right, yeah. Definitely.
So it's like, why would you use that?
Mm-hmm.
So because there isn't one in New York, Casey wants to make one for himself and for his friends and all the other creative people that are in New York.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Which is like amazing, because that's a big leap, and it's definitely going to be something.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it's going to be huge, and it'd be awesome to be like a part of that.
Oh yeah.
Just because of like, I can already tell how big of an impact it's going to be.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why he's one of my role models or inspirations. Another one, when it comes to photography in particular, Peter McKinnon.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I've mentioned him
before. I'm not like really like big into photography, but I know you talk about him a lot.
So he started his YouTube channel literally a year ago, hit 1 million subscribers within a year, doing like photography tips, tricks, and his like 2-minute Tuesdays, which he shows you like editing tricks. Like, this is how you can get it to look like this, or this is how you can get it to look like that.
Yeah.
Very big inspiration, just like the hustle that he puts into his stuff, and just how big of a production he does with it just being him, and how much attention to detail that he puts in something.
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely find him as an inspiration and a role model. When it comes to like the creative people, like obviously both of them are very creative, very motivated.
Yeah.
But they have their own like niche and group.
Yeah.
When it comes to just like crazy fun creatives, mine has to be Jenna Marbles is definitely up there.
Okay.
Just because everything she does is hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's for fun. It's like entertainment value.
Right.
But it's stuff people think about and never dare to do. And she's just like, you know what?
Just like, she just does it.
I'm gonna do it. Like, she literally put up a video a couple days ago of her taking her dogs, buying baby clothes and baby stuff for them, and treating them like babies, because her boyfriend Julian always complains that she treats them like babies. So she's like, no, I'm gonna show you what treating a dog like a baby is like. And she literally went out, bought everything, and
That's
just
funny.
did like a funny like 12-minute entertainment video.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, just the fact of how like creative and out there she is, and like outgoing, I definitely find that as one.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. A lot of mine come from the internet, and it's a lot of creative people. Like what I said, if we weren't going to do like the traditional, my parents, my
and
family, blah, blah, blah,
I
would say them. I
think that's kind of like an unsung thing that, I mean, applies to most people. Like my parents are my role model. Like, it's that way for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, I see, like, the thing that's different for me is like, I have very few role models, I would say. Like, probably the biggest role model for me would be like John Lennon.
Really?
Honestly, yeah. And partly because of like his music, and that like really appealed to me, like the type of music he made and like what it meant to that generation, even though I have absolutely nothing to do with the generation.
Yeah.
It still applies today a little bit.
Mhm.
And just like how he always like just spread peace and love. That's kind of like what I like, what my aspiration is to be, is just to like just go out and like be nice and happy to people. I mean, even if they're like mean to you, maybe they're just having an off day, and just be nice to them, and maybe they'll be like, you know what, I need to go out and spread some happiness myself. That was always kind of like my biggest role model, I would say. And and I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't found like my person yet.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know. Like there's a lot of people that I look up to on YouTube, and I don't know if I would say like role model per se. Like more like I just like their videos and stuff, and I find their content entertaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, like my parents, obviously. Like family, obviously, like just applies in general, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's like it's interesting, just the concept of a role model. Like, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like instead of like having, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to try to explain like having a role model. I feel like people should just like be their own role. I mean, that's like another like cliche thing to say. But, like, be your own role model.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of do what you want to. Just do what you want to do, and be a trailblazer. That's the word.
See, I mean, I don't know if I'd consider them role models. I'd consider them inspiration.
That's the good word.
Is a better term.
Yeah.
Because role model typically assumes that you're like putting them on a pedestal, and you're like, oh, they can't do anything wrong.
That's well, yeah, and that's true.
That's when people get in trouble, because
absolutely
then you think, oh, if they can't do anything wrong, then obviously I can do anything that they can do.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they mess up, and then you're
like the whole Logan Paul, that whole situation.
Like Logan Paul
I think that's
situation.
I think that's exactly exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely would say inspiration. Role model seems like a very strong word.
That is true. Role models, it's a dangerous territory to go to, because like you said, I mean, you can be like just blinded by like the stardom and
that's when it gets scary.
Yeah, because then they can be like sneaky and do bad stuff. And not that role model, like not that a lot of role models do, but it definitely happens, yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yo.
What would you do if someone, say, 5-10 years down the line, you find out that someone considers you as a role model or inspiration? How do you as an individual handle that?
Let me first say, if someone thinks that I'm their role model,
Cody, I consider you as my role model.
They might not know enough about me. I mean, like,
how do you handle that as an individual? Because I feel like that's a very tricky question. It's
a very tricky question. I agree. And I'm sure, like, most celebrities kind of think the same thing, Like, being a role model it's like almost like being, I would almost compare it to being like a parent.
Yeah.
I mean, you're responsible for what you're exposing like the people that idolize you as.
Yeah, your audience or
whatever. Yeah, your audience, or I mean, like
your fans or whatever.
Yeah, it's scary because you do something wrong, and like maybe you do something wrong, and you know you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm just gonna reference the Logan Paul incident. You do something wrong, you apologize. You know it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think where you run into trouble is where your fans are like, or your whoever idolizes you.
Yeah.
They don't realize like that you did do something wrong, and they're like defending you when you know you shouldn't be defended.
When you're like, clearly I shouldn't be defended. It was something wrong, and they're like, no.
And you're like, no, you were completely in the right. I think that's where that's where role modeling is really hard, because then you need to be able to speak to your audience and say, don't defend me.
Yeah.
like, I know that this was wrong, and I know that you guys, like, idolize me and stuff, but I messed up, and I do mess up, because everyone's human, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's where, like, I feel like it's just a lot of pressure, you know?
Yeah.
If someone ever, like, and I mean, like, I hope someday to be a parent, and I hope my kids would, like, obviously, like, me be a role model. You know, I'm going to be, like, you just have to be responsible, obviously, and I think it's a lot of pressure, you know?
Yeah, that's what I think, too.
Like, just being, even a parent in general, I mean, adding up to your kids are going to go after you, so you just really always have to be, you have to be on your best behavior, or things could go wrong, you know? Yeah, definitely.
Gotcha. 100%.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough being a role model.
I hope, I don't know what it's like to be a role model. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, when your podcast blows up, you'll be a role model. And
That's
I'm calling it now. And then I'll be looking up. I'll be looking up to you.
Oh.
We'll swap.
Will we?
We will.
It's terrifying. I'll bring you with me.
Oh, please don't. Fresher and me are no bueno.
Oh.
No bueno.
Okay. Very nice.
I like just being like tucked away in the corner, like I just do my own little thing over there.
Whatever. Like when I get an actual studio, office, I'll make sure I'll have like a tiny room. It'll
there
be
you
like
go.
the Harry Potter closet.
Oh, there you go.
It'll be the Cody closet.
I'm good. That's all the space I need.
The
like
Cody
just,
zone.
Just tuck me away in there. I'll have I'll be good.
Okay.
Just feed me once every day or something.
Every so often.
Yeah, whenever you remember.
Yeah, here you go. I remember today.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Interesting. Topic 2 now?
Topic 2.
Okay. Topic 2. I have to look at the book.
Same. I don't remember.
Stress.
Oh, hey, I kind of
You did.
I kind of segued early into that, didn't I?
You did. Okay, so I came up with this one. And here's why.
Okay.
I am finishing university.
Mm.
Going to be officially done. I don't know why I call it university. I think the reason why I call it university, segue, is the fact that it sounds more like...
It sounds more proper. A lot of
proper,
European people call it university,
They
right?
do.
Yeah. Like college isn't a thing.
Like Europeans and like Canadians and stuff.
Oh, Canadians, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like I've been trained to call it university because like it also sounds better.
Yeah, it definitely does. I agree.
But anyways, I have literally like 3 weeks left.
Mm.
I'm taking 3 classes because I want to cruise through the final semester.
Right.
I have 5 papers and a presentation to go with every paper, pretty much.
That's rough.
These papers are 8-page papers.
That is really rough.
Yes.
I feel bad for you. I thought high school was enough for me, and I was like, calling it quits there.
Like, I am literally slowly shutting down because of all of this.
Just like in the middle of the podcast, you're just gonna like just doze off, take a nap. I'll take over. We'll just have a nice little.
To the point, on the days I don't have to get up early for classes, literally Thursday, yesterday, I didn't wake up until 11. Like, I am exhausted from writing these papers. Yeah. And I still have like 2 to go.
I was just say, yeah, you're not even done, man. I got all the respect for you, man.
So like, stress. What is it for you, and how do you handle it? Because I'm a very stress-free person.
Same. I would agree with you there. Like I tend to be a stress-free person, but there's stuff that gets to everybody. You know?
And like this is getting me.
Yeah. Things that stress me out. Well, I'll go back to what I was saying earlier. When people look up to me, that stresses me out because I want to be like I want to be a good role model to people, and like when all the eyes are on you, that's where you start getting like, oh gosh, you're like sweating and stuff. Yeah, like you said, I tend to be a stress-free person. Like I said when I was on earlier, I'm pretty laid back. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't tend to be like stressed out very often, and just from knowing you and as a friend, I mean, I know that you're the same way. Things that stress me out are I don't like conflict. Conflict stresses me out. Like, okay, like when I worked at a Shell gas station.
Yep.
Right. And when people come in and like complain, that like stresses me. Like when you mess something up and then they start getting like upset, like I get stressed out because, like I said, I try to like make people happy. So then when they're like mad at me, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I'm that guy that apologizes like 15 times for like the smallest mistake. That is literally me. Like I give the guy like the wrong pop and he's like, "Oh, I just wanted to die." And I'm like, I act like the world's going to end. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Sir, please don't call my manager." I'm like freaking out.
Oh my god.
That is absolutely me. Just cuz like I don't like making people upset, you know? Like I just want to make people happy and like I just do not deal with conflict well. That's like I would say that's like my biggest stressor. And it doesn't like the thing that's weird is it doesn't really last that long. Like my stress goes away pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they'll leave and then I'll be like, "Okay. Everything's fine. Like just calm down." Like look like some people like have a hard time doing that, like calming themselves down. Luckily, I can do that because it happens a lot, like more than I would like. So it's nice to like just step back.
Do you have any like particular method or strategy that you do?
Like in that moment, like if I'm at work and that happens, I'll just be like, you just like I like not like talk to myself like literally speaking out loud, but like
mentally.
Yeah, mentally I'm like, it's fine. Like people make mistakes, you know. You just deep breath.
Yeah.
You just walk into the cooler. Just stand there, cool down. Talk to your coworkers. I'm like, okay. Now, like long-term stress, like you said with like papers and stuff in high school, English was like not my worst subject, but it was the hardest for me. I can't write papers to save my life.
Neither can I.
Yeah, I literally can't. They're like, it's like a 2-page paper, and I'm like, I'm struggling at a page. I'm like, and I'm just like, I'm that guy that repeats, like, instead of writing USA, you gotta write United States of America. You gotta milk that dry. Yeah.
Oh my god, I did that for I did that for one of my papers because it was talking about this one was on like drug doping in sports.
Yeah.
And athletes that do it.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of MLB, he literally wrote out Major League Baseball as the question. Yeah. So every time it was Major League Baseball.
That's how you do it. That's how you get them.
And then we talked about like the East German doping system.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I mentioned it was the East German doping system just because I'm like, I gotta fill this up.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that I hate, having to cite things and like use other people's words and like quote.
Yeah, that was another really stressful part. And that wasn't as prevalent in high school. Because like, I mean, you could kind of like, they weren't as strict about it.
Yeah.
At least where we went to high school.
Yeah.
But when you're in, like, obviously when you're in college, it is a big deal to cite everything correctly, you know, and even citing at the end of a paper, like all the articles, like the right format and the...
Yeah.
Oh, like, it's rough.
Okay, so I hate it so much that literally for my papers, I will type up the entire paper, and then I will go back, look at what I said, and then find stuff to match what I said.
That's not a bad idea,
just because
honestly,
I hate doing, like, the research and picking out sentences and being like, oh, I'll use it here and here and here. Yeah. So, like, I literally type out the entire paper, look at it, and be like, oh, I remember this example can fit into here. Like, I don't do the... type it and then come up with things.
Yeah, you don't do it as you go.
Yeah.
It's I mean that's a good idea. I would think. You just I mean, well, plus it helps if you get to the end of the paper and you're like, "Oh, I'm short a little." Go back, add some quotes here, add some quotes there. Yeah, definitely. But like things like that. You know, My biggest stress reliever, I think, is like playing video, just like relaxing and obviously that's like a really general statement, like just relaxing, but like playing video games, hang out with friends, just like forgetting about it.
Yeah.
Is kind of like my like escape from it. Like I am the biggest procrastinator. And so it's like I have a paper due like 2 days from now. It's like I'm just going to go hang out with friends. Paper doesn't exist. And then I'm that guy that one day before I'm like,
oh,
flying through the paper. Yeah. That was another reason why like the short time I did go to college, it was rough. Yeah, because like especially in college, you know, you have a job and you have you still want to hang out with friends and you got to write papers and you got to do tests. It's like it just adds up, you know.
Yeah.
What are your like your ways to relieve
like
stress?
Reliever?
Yeah.
I literally have to step away from it and completely forget about it. I do this thing where it's not even when I'm stressed, it's when I'm relaxed or trying to relax, where a lot of people think that I do it and I'm like freaking out over something, but it's actually one of those things that helps me relax. Is like, okay, so I do like a long-winded sigh, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Like, you know how most people, like, if you hear them sigh, there's something wrong.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
For me, it's like, it does something to me where it, like, shuts off my brain and just lets me, like, exist and not worry about anything. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just be laying there or sitting there and I'll be doing something, and then if I feel really relaxed or if I'm like trying to relax, I'll just go and like people think that I'm like freaking out over something or there's something wrong and they'll ask me, and I'm like, no, this is literally something helping, like I don't know what it is, but me breathing in and then a long exhale sigh, it's like all the weight's gone.
That's interesting.
I can't explain it, but that's what I do.
I don't know if I have anything that like. I guess like sometimes I'll just like get up and walk, like aimlessly walk around. So I'm just like, whatever. I'll just get up and like aimlessly wander around.
Nice.
Maybe I'll find a paper somewhere and I can just be like, oh, this will work. No, I don't know if there's anything like that, like specific like that.
Okay, so I have a question for you about papers.
Yeah.
The hardest thing for me when it comes to writing papers is the length, because I'm a very straightforward and like to the point person. That's just kind of been embedded in me since day one, and that's how I am.
Yeah.
Is that your issue too, or is it just something weird? Because for me, that's what it is.
Absolutely. That is my biggest issue. I'm not like the other thing too, you know, those times where you have to like write like an actual story, like like a make-believe story where you just have to like I don't write details.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue. Like, she went to the house. She opened the door. There was a monster. That is literally my stories. Because
no, like
in my head, like, yes, I can see like what is happening.
Yeah.
I don't translate that to the paper.
No, like she quietly frolicked to the house to open the giant red door attached to her lovely purple grandma's house.
Not me. Literally not. The complete opposite of me. Yes. Yeah, like my stories are probably the most boring. Like the very few that I wrote, the most boring thing. Like literally, that's it. Like he got in the car. He drove to the store.
You're like, I will give you the outline. You can just fill in the blanks here.
That's what it is.
We're literally playing Mad Lib with details.
If you would have told me, like, your idea about, like, putting in quotes, I should have done that. I should have, like, wrote out the most generic story I could have possibly imagined and then just added a bunch of details.
That's literally my tactic for all of these things. And I also cannot do outlines. Like, if someone's like, do an outline before you write the paper, I'm like, no! I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna write the paper. I don't do outlines.
Did you ever have you had Mr. McGee.
Mr. McGee with his outlines? Yes. Yes, I did. Here's the first sentence to the paragraph.
Here's the key. First sentence of every paragraph.
Of every paragraph.
Best outline, and you read and you get bonus points.
That's true.
That was lit.
Unfortunately, that doesn't work
that
for
doesn't,
me now.
Yeah, that doesn't practically work, but that just cracks me up, yeah. Outlines are kind of pointless to me. Maybe it's because I don't write a bunch of details. I don't know. Outlines to me never worked because my story developed as I wrote.
As you wrote it, yeah. Same.
It wasn't like, I have the whole story in my head right now, I better write it down before I forget. Yeah. Like, that was never me. Like, I'd be writing it, and then I'd be like, what happens next? And I'd sit there and stare at the paper. Yeah, that sounds good.
Like, oh, sure.
Yeah. You just kind of go along with it as you go. So, I agree. Like, outlines never helped.
Yeah.
And maybe that is just because I'm bad at writing papers. I don't know. Like, who knows? But, like...
I don't know.
Yeah, it was rough. And the other thing is, too, I think that matters, is when you're writing, like a research paper. Mm-hmm. If it's something that doesn't interest me, obviously it's going to be really hard to write about because I'm not going to want to, like, sit there and read through it all, and I'm going to be like...
So you mean like my honors class that I'm currently taking about doping in sports?
Yeah,
I don't care about drug doping, and I don't care about sports.
Exactly. That would be so hard to write about because it's not something that interests you, so why would you care? Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree 100% because my best paper I ever wrote was it wasn't even a paper, it was a presentation. The best presentation I ever did, senior year anatomy on type 1 diabetes because I have type 1 diabetes. Yeah. So I'm like, heck, I already know everything about it, and research might actually help me. So let's get cracking. Yeah.
I mean, that's like why for my honors capstone being what it is, this pretty much.
Yeah. It's something like, that interests you.
I can talk about this for hours.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about typing that paper or giving that presentation.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a big key too. Yeah, definitely. So.
Stress is the thing to deal with. Even if you're a pretty stress-free person, it hits you.
You know, I feel bad for people that stress easily.
All the time. I know.
And you know, yeah, like, exactly. We all know those people, and
like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because it must be rough.
Yeah. Like
stressing about every little. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Ugh. Yep.
Definitely.
Okay.
Now that you got that off your chest.
I know. It's literally just me venting.
I was gonna say you said when you brought up that topic, you're like, I have relative experience, and I'm like, I guarantee you do. I guarantee you'll get something out of it.
I am so ready for the second week of May when I don't have to do anything anymore.
That'll be nice.
Oh, will be.
Real quick, are you stressed about graduating?
Honestly, I could care less about graduating.
Okay, like after graduation?
Okay. I'm honestly my mom asked me. She's like, "Okay, so here's what we're gonna do for your graduation party. I was wondering, do you find this interesting? Would you want this? What type of snacks do you want for this?" I'm like, I don't really care.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, at this point, whatever sounds good to you, I am perfectly fine with. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I've had the question about, like, are you stressed about graduating and, like, doing blah, 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 and walking? And I'm like, honestly, at this time, I haven't even thought about that. Because I could care less. Literally, they can send me my diploma in the mail. I don't care anymore.
See, that was another big thing that, like, stressed me out. Is, like, when I graduated high school, it was, like everyone, I feel like a lot of people have that fear of, like, they just don't know what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like graduating college, like, that would be a really big thing. Because, like, there's always that possibility, like, you get that diploma, and then you just never do anything with, like, I don't know. That was was always my things.
Here's the thing. I have an associate's degree already. Mm-hmm. Literally sitting in the bottom of my closet.
See, like, that was the thing that would stress me the most, is, like, when I had plans to go to college, if I graduated and never did anything with my degree, I would be so mad at myself. I'd be like, oh, I've wasted all that money and all that time for nothing.
Like, it's literally sitting in the bottom of my closet.
Nice.
To the point where I probably have to find it. And I'm a pretty, like, organized person, too.
Yeah, true.
No. So, thankfully, I don't know how people do it. Like, it's amazing. Thankfully, place that I'm working at, they offered me a job already back in December.
Oh, right.
So I don't have to worry about finding a job, which I don't know how people do it. All this
find a job?
This balance graduating as well as submitting their resumes and applications and everything to all these different companies to try to find a job.
Mm-hmm.
No clue. Thankfully, the cards fell in my favor this time, and because I've worked there for literally 6 years, since I was like 15 and a half. Like, before I even got my driver's license. They're
that's good.
They're like, we would like to offer you a job. And I was like, thank you.
There you go.
I will gladly take you up on that offer.
That would take a lot off for me, definitely. Yeah. That was always the thing that I worried about, like, if I like graduated and like never found like a job. Like, yeah.
But like, okay, so my plans are to do that job, work there, and then I also want to continue this. So this isn't just going to be a project and done sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I want to continue making this a weekly thing, and then I also want to do additional videos and content on top of it.
And I asked you about that before we started. I was like, I was almost 100% sure the answer was going to be that you wanted to continue it, because I mean, like I said earlier, like a lot of your like you said, people that you look up to are on YouTube, and I know you've always had aspirations to be a YouTuber and stuff like that. So like, I figured that the answer was yes, but I was just curious, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, unless something tragic happens, I don't plan on ending this anytime soon.
Gotcha.
If anything, I plan on throwing more into it.
There you go, yeah.
Pushing forward. Ideally, in a fantastic world, I could turn this into my job.
That would be the goal.
Just because I love the whole process. The creative process, the recording, the edit. Oh my god, I could edit for hours. Like, I love editing.
Just make like a 24-hour video of just like nothingness and just start editing a bunch of stuff into it.
Like I love it. There's honestly nothing more exciting than getting everything scheduled to go live on Wednesdays at noon and then watching it go live. Like, nothing more exciting for me than like knowing that it's out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to do that. I also want to try to like continue photography as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Do more stuff with that. I've been like itching like crazy to do more photography, and since the weather is getting better, I'm like, Sid, I need you to be my model. Like, we need to do more things.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh my god. Definitely. But yeah, so thankfully, because of that, I have the work thing all taken care of, so I don't have to worry about that being a stress.
Nice. Honestly, that's a big step right there too. You can just go straight out of college, boom, right to your job.
Yes.
No worries in the world.
And they were generous enough to offer me a couple weeks off.
There you go.
In
yeah.
between, so
you can kind of like get your
decompress.
Yeah, there you go. That
so I can get my sanity
definitely
back.
needed. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
So
that's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yep. Stress. It sucks. It happens to everyone, but you just get through it.
Yep. Just keep on keeping on.
Okay. Topic 3. Conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. So, a couple episodes back, Sid brought up this conspiracy theory to me. Now I'm going to tell you about it. I want your opinion on it. And then I want to know the crazy ones you know.
Okay.
Because I'm not like a big conspiracy theory sort of person. Like, I don't look them up or anything. But if I find good ones... yeah, exactly. I don't do that. So, like, if I find good ones, I'm like, oh, this is good. Okay, so there was this guy that on Twitter, he put up this video saying, hey, I just got this random voice message. and it's like in, I don't know, like military code. I don't know what you want, like Delta Alpha.
Yeah, military
Foxtrot.
alphabet.
Like, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways, if you translate it roughly, I don't remember the exact terms, but it's pretty much SOS, get out, they're coming, they're not human. And then coordinates that lead to where the Malaysian air flight disappeared.
Oh.
Now, there was a solar flare right before he received this message, so the theory was that the solar flare hit the black box that was inside the airplane and was able to boost the signal. And that's how he got it. Now, there have been follow-up conversations with him. Shane Dawson actually did one where he talked to him in person about this whole thing, trying to figure out if it was a real thing or if he was just messing with people to see how big he could get it. Because what happened was it got so big, he kept getting these random messages of like, take down what you just put up, blah, 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 blah. There were people there's like this guy with a camera that showed up outside of his house like the night or two after he posted it, that was like taking pictures of him in his house. Yeah. And so then all of a sudden his Twitter page was deleted, but then Shane was able to find one that was of the same photo as what the guy had as his profile pic, who tweeted it out, was able to find him. The guy's a real guy. He legitimately got that message. Like, as far as he knows, no one was messing with him when he received this message. He posted it, didn't realize it was going to be as big of a thing as what it ended up being. And then this whole thing came out where apparently on 4/18, that's when they were supposed to, like, whoever was not human is supposed to, like, they're slowly taking over. They will reveal, blah, blah, blah.
Or 2 days late.
We're still here, thank God. So, I mean, what are your thoughts?
Okay. As I was hinting at earlier, I am a person that looks them up because I'm curious about like what people like say happened or what didn't happen or this and that and this and that. So I am that person that like goes on YouTube and is like, weird conspiracy theories, and then I just watch like 3 hour long. No, but okay, that I don't know.
Here's the thing. It was, for me, that one was actually kind of scary because of how much fact was behind it.
I was gonna say I would probably have to first off, let me start by saying I hadn't heard that before.
Yeah.
I saw like on the podcast Sydney talking about it, and I was gonna look it up, and then I was like, I must have just forgot because I was going to. See, it's really hard to say because like, let me start by saying I feel like the biggest reason conspiracy theories exist are because people want to put in. We were talking about this on the last podcast. Where people just want to put answers where there are none, where there are no answers.
Yeah.
I feel like that is the biggest thing for conspiracy theories. Like, I saw a light in the sky, must be an alien, no other explanation. And it's like, what are you talking? Like, slow your roll, man.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I would kind of have to like look more into that. As far as it sounds from what you said, I don't know. Especially when it's like one person that received it, it's like really hard to say whether like he just did it for like you said like the publicity maybe or like maybe he's like loony kind of who knows.
Which okay, so in the conversation that they had, seemed like a normal guy. Didn't seem like there was anything like weird with him or whatever. If you want, I can show you the video later.
Okay,
I can show you the video later. That's probably the best thing. Seemed like a normal guy. Seemed like he got it he thought it was weird, posted it, didn't expect it to be anywhere close to as big as what it came up to be, and didn't expect it to be like a whole thing to the point where he ends up deleting his Twitter handle and creates a new one.
I would say that has more weight than other conspiracy theories that I'll bring up. Just for the fact that the whole Malaysia Airlines thing was weird in itself.
Yeah.
How the plane just, like...
disappeared.
Went off. Yeah. So, maybe there's something there. Like I said, though, they're 2 days late.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ran out of gas in space. And they're, like, stranded. We better go find them.
Like,
either way, they're 2 days late. Let me say that right now. They better get... They better go on their high horse and get on with it. But, so I don't know. I can't speak well on it just because I don't know enough about it. But, some odd conspiracy theories that I've seen. The more recent one is how you ever see the thing that Mark Zuckerberg's like... It's kind of like a meme and like a conspiracy theory in one. How he's like or like a robot alien, whatever.
Yeah.
See, those ones are just silly. And like I said, it's half a meme anyway, so it's people just being people.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into like I was talking to you when we brought this up earlier about how they said Barack Obama is like part of a reptilian alien species, and like a lot of
maybe
world.
That's who was supposed to show up on 418.
He's here, and they just didn't reveal. Dude, this video's gonna get taken down under suspicious circumstances.
It is. I'm gonna upload it, and then 2 seconds later, it'll be like, "Nah, we're not allowing this."
Yeah. So then there's that whole, and ones like that are just like, come on, that's just silly.
Yeah.
And there's like really no like factual evidence behind it. I would say ones that I were always curious about were like the moon landing was faked.
Okay.
Or people say.
Yeah.
I don't personally see a lot of these. I don't even personally believe. They just like they interest me, like what people can
come up with.
Yeah. Again, where people can put answers that there may or may not be any.
Yeah.
So there's like the moon landing was fake. There's like JFK was killed by the CIA or somebody else. There was like Princess Diana was killed by... There's a lot of ones that like when famous people die, I feel like it's instantly there's a conspiracy theory.
There's something going on. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like what we were saying. Like when role models, they can't just die because they're role models.
Yeah.
Like they can't just like die of not natural, but like there always has to be some conspiracy theory. They can't just die.
Yeah.
How people said they did. So I feel like that's part of it. So there was the Princess Diana one, how she was like killed by the Secret Service or whatever.
Okay, have you heard of this one?
Yeah.
The mattress store conspiracy theory.
Mattress store? I don't think so.
So you know how it's really weird that if you go to like a city or whatever, typically there's like 3 mattress stores on one street.
Yeah.
And they're not that far away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this conspiracy theory that these mattress stores, and you never see anyone in these mattress stores. They just kind of exist,
very true,
right?
Yeah. They're just kind of like there.
So there's this conspiracy theory that all of them are actually tied to this like underground, I don't know if it's like a drug ring sort of thing, but they're tied to some sort of like underground illegal business of like laundering money, and that's how they transport things from place to place, just because of the fact that technically there shouldn't be 5 mattress stores in a 2-mile radius,
right? And there's like nobody ever in them,
and no one's ever in them, because how often do you actually buy a mattress?
You typically only buy one. I mean, you hardly ever need to get like, you don't need another like you just get one because you want an upgrade or something. Yeah, I've never heard that. Again, I'll have to look more into these. And the only reason I'm ever so curious is because, yeah, it's just like weird how people like come up with all these like these connections here, and like it's interesting to see how much time people can like devote and like see what they can like piece together. And I feel like it's kind of like a witch hunt sometimes. Like they're looking for an excuse sometimes.
Just to find something.
Yeah, just to find something to be like, oh, this is something else here.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't believe in most of them. I just look them up and I'm like, this is interesting. However, there's always like they're not even really conspiracies.
Okay.
Like, I would say like, what would you say the two biggest, like, I'm trying to think of how to word it. Like, not really conspiracies, but like general things that people try to convince others that are true.
The two biggest?
Yeah.
As a joke, I'd say the flat earthers. I am so sorry for them. But
same, actually, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's a big one. Like, that's been a big one. See,
in recent times, yeah.
See, I'm not a big conspiracy theory person.
Okay.
So like that, and then the lizard people one that you came up with, like I feel like that's always been around.
Okay, so as a general thing, I would say the two things that aren't proven true that people believe in are aliens.
Okay.
And ghosts.
Okay. Okay.
Or
yeah. If we're doing something like
really general, yeah.
That. Okay.
My question, like, I didn't know how to word. That was my bad. So, I believe in ghosts.
I'll say, here's the thing, I do too, and I can't say that I can't because I have a story, and if you want to hear that story, I will tell you that.
I'm very interested right after. And I also, see, I don't know if I believe in aliens. Like, I want to, but at the same time, I don't think I can. Like, it's just, I don't know. But
I just think it's very weird to think that we would be the only people.
See, there's the thing.
Do I ever want to meet them? No.
You either believe that we're the only ones in the whole universe, or that there are other people.
I think it's very selfish for us to believe that we're the only ones.
Either way, those are two scary things.
I mean, yes, both of those are very scary.
Yeah, so if you believe it or not, it's
or
weird.
that there's other people, yeah.
Very
scary. I don't want to meet them, but I also I also can't say that like I believe I'm the only.
Exactly. That's why I think aliens are really interesting, because either way, it's really weird. Like either way, it's like scary.
Yeah.
So now ghosts. I'm interested to hear your story, because I have a story, but it's probably different. Here, you go ahead.
Okay.
Enlighten me.
So my grandma in Defiance.
Okay.
When she first got her house, whenever we would go over there, and it wasn't just us, it was like anyone, randomly throughout the day, in certain spots of the house, it would smell like cigar smoke. Randomly, like it would appear.
Mm-hmm. Like you see the smoke, or like just it smells. Oh, okay.
Smell, like pungent smell. And then it would disappear. Now you're probably thinking like, okay, it's probably the people that owned it beforehand that like, there are certain spots in the house that once a breeze comes through, so whatever, it kicks it up. To go along with the smell, and here's the thing that backs this up. There was a guy that only the kids could see.
Oh, it's creepy already.
Saw them at individual times, but all described the same guy. And it was always when the cigarette tobacco smoke popped up. Ended up, like, I'm not sure how exactly he did it. Like, I'm pretty sure my grandma went, like, around the house and, like, prayed and stuff and, like, tried to clear it out.
Yeah.
Eventually got the guy out, cigarette smoke and all that stuff disappeared. But all explained the same guy, and it all occurred at the same time, that there was like a strong tobacco cigarette smoke smell.
That is really odd.
Came and disappeared as fast as it did either way.
See, and like I said, I'm pretty firm believer that ghosts exist. And it's kind of it's not even really a story. I'm not even going to tell it. Like, just from, like, a kind of a personal experience.
Okay.
And I feel like that's, like, some of it is that I feel like people that don't believe, or, like, people that, like, don't believe in, like, aliens or ghosts, this is applied to both. I feel like you don't, like, truly make, like, I don't know. Like, you can make a choice, obviously. You do or you don't. But, like, when you experience something like that, it's, like, it's the weirdest thing. Because then you're like, I believe this whole thing, and now, like, now there's all this evidence that, like...
I mean, here's another thing, too, to go along with all of this. That, it's my own personal opinion. It's stupid for us to believe, if you're religious, that there are angels and demons, but there's nothing else out there. Like, why do we limit it to, if you're religious, why do you limit it to only angels and demons?
That's a fair point.
And why can't there be anything else? Why can't there be ghosts? Why can't there be whatever?
Yeah.
Like, what makes those two stick out and seem more realistic than anything else?
Like, picking and choosing, yeah. I don't know. And
like, you literally can't pick and choose anything in life, how it goes.
Yeah.
So why are you able to pick and choose that there are angels and demons, but there aren't ghosts, spirits, or anything else?
Yeah. And my perspective, I don't really like I was raised Christian, but I don't really practice any religion. So, like, it really is. It's, like, so hard to believe that, like, it's so hard for someone, like, you said you've had your experience. So, like, it's so hard for someone, if I walked up and said they don't exist, then you're like, I've literally had an experience.
Yeah.
And they're like, nope, didn't happen. Like, you made it up. Like, how are you supposed to take that? You're like,
yeah,
literally saw it with my own eyes? Question mark? Like, that's the thing that gets me. It's like, people that don't believe, obviously, like, nothing's ever happened to make them change their mind.
Yeah.
Or to make them be like, I believed and now I don't. Or, like, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that is kind of, like, perspective.
Okay.
And like I said, maybe you'll never know. Maybe it'll never be proven if it's true or not. But people are... I feel like more on the alien side, people, like I said, just try to put answers where there's not.
Yeah.
Ghosts, kind of like a different story, I think. But, like I said, like, I could just see, like, a light in the sky. Be like, oh, that's an alien.
Yeah.
And then be like, it was just a helicopter. Nope. My perspective, it was an alien. Just like, all right, I can't
argue.
Yeah, you can't argue because that's their take on it, you know? Yeah. It's weird. Just like...
It is.
I don't know.
And there probably will never be a definitive answer. And you know what? I'm fine with that.
Same. I think people need to like adamant, what's the word?
Believers?
Not believers,
Theorists.
Theorists, yeah. So, I like had a complete brain shutdown right there. I was like, adamant theorists. That's the word. Need, like, I feel like need to understand, like, they're just, like, maybe it'll never be proven either way, and you just have to, like, accept the fact that that's how it is, because that's how it is.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm completely fine with that. Like, I'm not gonna be like that guy that I believe the moon landing was faked, and then someone comes up to me and is like, no, it actually happened. And then I'm going to, like, throw a fit and, like, be like, there was factual... and, like, freak out. Yeah. Like, if you want to believe that, like, you believe what you want. I'll believe what I want. Just... Yeah. I feel like that's a lot of... People, like, just try to, like, force their beliefs. Yeah. And that's like... a big one. They have to respect other people's opinions, I think. And I think that's a lot of conspiracy stuff, is just, like, people just need to respect that Some people may just never accept your opinion, and then that's just how it is.
Yeah, you just kind of move on.
Exactly. There's a lot of people in the world, and not everyone's going to agree with the way you see something.
Yeah.
There's always going to be at least one person that's like, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Final topic?
Final topic.
Okay, so this will be a fun one. Nintendo Labo was released today. It is officially April 20th.
Yes.
First of all, I want to know what you know about it, and I want to know what your thoughts are based on what you know. And then I'll tell you what I know, and then see your interest based on that.
Okay. So, I know next to nothing.
Okay.
About anything. No, about this.
About anything.
About any... no.
I've been tricking you this whole time.
I know, like, next to nothing about this. I know it's cardboard stuff.
Yep.
And I know it has to do with the Switch.
Yep.
And I think it's like... I'm just gonna... This is a complete, like, shot in the dark, by the way. Because I saw it at GameStop. Or, like, I saw, like, the pre-thing for it.
Yes.
Like, the posters, like... But I didn't really, like, sit there and, like, really... Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I understood, it's like... I mean, I assume you buy it.
Yes.
Okay. So you buy this package, and it's like this... It's just like a cardboard thing, and you build it, and then, like... The way I understand... It's just, like, a different way to play. Like, it's, like, a different way to, like, move the controls. Like, you're gonna build, like, a giant, elaborate, like, thing, and you're just gonna turn this, and it'll, like, turn the joystick or something. Is kind of what I, like, thought when I saw it.
Okay.
And that's pretty well, like, my entire guess.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. Enlighten me, because I'm sure I'm not right at all.
Okay, so first of all, currently there are 2 bundles, I believe, that you can get. One is focused on this robot game where you build yourself your own mech suit. And then you play as the robot. The second one is a bunch of different activities, ranging from piano to fishing to building like your own RC car, which if someone else has a second one, you can battle, like try to knock the other person's over and like do stuff like that. And I believe that there's another one. There are like 4. Oh, there's this house one too that you build.
Okay.
In this. So basically they're $80, I believe. Comes with a game and comes with a bunch of cardboard corrugate pieces.
Okay.
They're all labeled. You put the game into your Nintendo Switch. And from there, you pick which thing you want to build. And that gives you the step-by-step instructions. Now, these building projects, they give you an estimated time of how long it'll take to build it. Can range from 10 minutes for your RC car to 4 hours building this robot. Now, I don't know how accurate these estimates are, but essentially, they give you everything you need to build it. You build whatever it is, whatever you decide. And then you're able to, on top of that, once you have the essential thing built, you can decorate and customize it any way you want. So, like, you can, obviously, because it's cardboard, you can, like, draw on it. You can throw on stickers. You can throw on whatever you feel like doing. Customize it. Make it your own.
Okay.
But then you take the different parts of the Switch, the 2 Joy-Cons and the screen, basically, the console. And they are somehow positioned in these cardboard pieces. So, for example, the cardboard car that you make, the Joy-Con slip onto each side of the car. Okay? So, like, if this is a car, Joy-Con slip into each side.
Okay.
You then use the console part, and you're able to control that car with the console because the Joy-Cons use vibration. So that's how it moves the car itself.
Interesting.
And then it comes with a second car, so that if someone else has a Switch as well, you're able to like duel. In which case you like try to knock the other person's over, and then there's like a explosion thing on the screen and stuff. Like there's stuff to go along with it. Another one like for the piano, certain parts of it come with like reflective tape that tells you where to put the reflective tape on. And you put one of the Joy-Cons has a infrared sensor on the bottom of it, so it's able to obviously tell how far things are by shooting beams of light and then reading off of it. So you put that in the back of the piano. It reflects off the reflective tape of where you put it, and based on the like, it has regular piano keys. Based on the key you hit, which would inside the piano raise up a certain a certain piece that have the reflective tape on it.
Okay.
And that's how it knows which one you're hitting to make the noise.
Interesting.
So they all essentially have their own form of entertainment or games to play. But you have to pay extra for it. It is only cardboard, so if you're like extremely rough with it, even if it gets wet, I even thought about this. Like it gets wet, you're screwed because then it's done with. Essentially, Nintendo's trying to find a new way for people to be interactive and active. I feel like it's almost like the Wii Part 2. They're trying to find other ways for them to do stuff like that. In which case, it's a cool concept, and they're supposed to be coming out with like additional ones. Like these are just the two, like the first wave.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be coming out with additional ones. But you have to invest up to 4 to 5 hours building the robot one.
Yeah, that's... If it actually is 4 to 5 hours, that's a tall order. Well, I mean, it's not a tall order, but it's a lot of time.
Like, you have to invest that much time into it. And then make sure that once you're done with it, nothing happens to it.
Right. I've got quite a lot to say. Ranging in various aspects of the Labo, you said?
Labo, yeah.
Okay.
Labo.
Firstly, like, I don't know if you'll know the answer to this or not. What's, like, the target demographic? Is it like... Well, obviously it's people that play Switch. Mm-hmm. I understand that. But, like... Is it like people like our age or like
now, here's
younger?
The thing. It's
because it seems kind of younger.
Very interesting. Because when they marketed it, because there are commercials.
Okay.
When they market it across the board. So some of them, like the RC car thing, they market that towards being like younger kids.
Right.
I mean, given it's a cool concept and everything. But they market it towards younger kids because, like, that's a simple 10-minute thing.
It's the easier one,
yeah.
Right.
When you get to something like the piano, the house, that sort of thing, they market that to more of, like, the adults. So more of, like, the 23 to 30, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, 23 to 35, whatever. Whatever age range.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they market it to that. And then this robot one is kind of marketed to the teens. Like the in-between.
Okay.
Like, it's still very cool the way they do it. Because it's able to track your hands as well as your feet for the robot one. So it tracks all your movements. So when you lift up your feet to walk in place, the robot walks. When you turn your head right or left, that's how you control the way the robot turns. When you like crouch down, the robot then turns into a tank, and when you stand up with your arms stretched out, the robot's able to fly.
Okay.
So it's a very cool concept. It's just a lot of a time sink,
right,
to build it, and they seem to be trying to spread it across all ages, not just one specific.
So, first comment, I don't think the time is the biggest issue here, actually. I mean, like,
Okay.
it's kind of a turnoff,
Yeah.
yes. But if you're really, like... You said how much? How much do you know? Are they?
Price-wise?
Like, price-wise, yeah.
I believe they're $80.
Okay.
So you're paying for the game plus the
The card.
material.
Right, yeah. Okay. So, here's my first thing. First thing. I see this as a very Lego kind of type-oriented
Yes.
thing. You know, you buy it, you build it, get to play with it after.
Yeah.
So I'll start off with the things I have an issue with.
Okay.
Firstly, going back to the Lego thing. Okay, you know those people, like, did you play with Legos when you grew up?
Yeah, I had like a huge ton of
Same.
Legos.
Like, I loved Legos.
I still have
kind of,
Legos.
yep, still to this day,
Like,
I like,
Two
if someone
Christmases
buys,
ago, one of my presents was the
exactly.
Boba Fett.
Someone buys me a
one.
Lego, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes,
Someone buys
in
me
my
a
bedroom
Lego
right
kit,
now.
I'll build it, and I'll play with it like I'm like a little kid. So, I was a Lego kid, per se.
Yeah.
There are people that were not, and they don't like, not that they don't understand it, but
Yeah.
like not good at it. I don't know if even
Okay.
good's the word,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
they have trouble like getting the directions like specifically, especially with
Yeah.
Legos. It's very particular. If you build it wrong, you're kind of screwed. You get
Yes.
one set, correct?
Yeah.
So you build it wrong, you fold it too many times and it breaks. You're out, whatever.
Now, given they do seem like pretty thick,
I was gonna say
pieces.
that was another positive. I heard that it was very nice
they,
cardboard.
they seem very
I'll
durable.
say, so that is
For
a good
being
thing.
cardboard, they seem very durable.
That is a good thing. But like, if there ever is that instance where like
But yes.
maybe you mess up the directions and you do it wrong, kind of
Well, here was what I was thinking.
is what I would
With the RC car in particular,
okay.
it almost looks like one of those Hexbug nano things.
Mhm.
Like, you know how it was like a
You
rectangle
turn it on,
shape,
it like shakes the legs and
Yes.
it's like
but there's like only like 3 legs or whatever on each side.
yeah, I
There's
have
a
it.
total of 6. Okay. It's literally that. So here's the thing. With it being vibrations and those legs being the only thing in contact and it constantly rubbing
That's
up
true.
against the floor, eventually those are gonna wear down.
Very true. Never thought about that. My other thing is, I want to know if you build it. I want to know the amount of accuracy the building, like, let's say like you're off. Let's say you like fold it incorrectly, like a
Okay.
little bit. You're a little bit off.
Okay.
I want to know how lenient it is. I want to know like if you build it and it's like a few inches off here and a few inches off there, will it work?
Now
Or will
here's-
it like it doesn't even work?
Okay, so here's the thing. They're actually where you're supposed to fold it, it's perforated already.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So they make it easy for you to fold.
Okay, I'll just say because I like if you fold it and it's like wonky.
Yeah, no,
like,
then no.
I'm sure it wouldn't work. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's good. Like you said, if it gets wet, I want to know like how wet can it get before it just collapses?
Yeah, before it's cardboard mush,
Here's another thing. If you build it,
they will come.
can you take it back apart? Will it still work? Like, it doesn't sound like, you know how the Switch is like mobile,
Yes.
kind of like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. This does not seem mobile.
These are very
Is
much...
my comment.
These are very much you built... Now, there's no taper glue involved. So, theoretically,
Okay,
you could
that's
take
good.
them all apart.
Mm-hmm.
Very much you build it and it's complete.
And you need to keep it. Yeah, you need to keep it somewhere.
Yes.
You can't like and then
Yes.
take it somewhere and then build it back.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. This is all just clarification. Now, so those are my only like things I thought of right away. Like, I can see this being an issue. Now, obviously, like this. Obviously, it's gonna. I think it like okay. So part of it is like the I'm trying to think of like how to word it.
Mm-hmm.
So like part of the experience,
Yes.
building it,
Yes.
and the game itself, like I think the success of this is gonna be based on those two factors alone. How easy or hard it is to build, which from the way you make it sound, it's easy. And I'm all for that, you know? If it's like, if younger kids are gonna be able to play it, you're gonna have ones that are like, and it's gonna be like 5 steps, and it's gonna be built. But if the games are good also.
Now the games do seem good.
Okay, then
They do seem good.
That's good. Because like I said, I know very little about this. So here was my like I don't know, just a general like statement.
Yeah.
This is very Nintendo.
Very.
Because Nintendo has always been, ever since the Wii, Nintendo has either been hit or miss.
Yes.
Because they've been so groundbreaking. As I would say groundbreaking.
Yeah.
The Wii, obvious a success. Then you have like the Wii U.
Now here's another thing I didn't tell you about.
Or the DS.
Here's another thing I didn't tell you about.
What?
They're also calling them Toy-Cons. Nintendo
That's
Labo
cringe.
Toy-Cons. And here's why I looked this up. Because their catchphrase.
Ooh.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. It comes in this box. Box is about the size of like a briefcase. Pretty much. They're all color coded, they're all labeled, you get everything you need. So like here's the fishing game. So like one of the Joy-Cons is there, the screen's there, another Joy-Con is back here. Here's this house one. That based on where you put the thing and where you interact with it, different things happen. Now their catchphrase is, and this is why I was trying to look it up. Hold on, it's loading. I believe. Make, play, discover is their catchphrase. So essentially they want it to be a whole like experience that I believe this is only wave 1 of what they're coming out with. Now, I have seen videos and stuff of it. Excuse me. And they do look fun. It does look like a fun thing. For how long will they be fun? I'm not sure.
See, because I was kind of getting to this. So, Nintendo, like I said, they're either hit or miss because they're so groundbreaking. Yes. Wii was a success. DS is a success. Wii U, technically a flop. Okay, whatever. Move on. Switch, I would say a success.
Very much.
Now, the Labo.
Yes.
As I said, this is going to be a hit or this is going to be a miss. Mm-hmm. And obviously none of us know, and we won't know until further down the line.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So their motto was what? Build, play, discover?
Discover, yes.
Okay. I agree with the build. I agree with the play. Discover? I don't know.
Now, here's why I think it's in waves. There's multiple ones. Because if you look at their packaging, and they may have announced that it is waves, I'm not sure.
Okay.
This says Toy-Con 2.
Oh.
The variety kit that I was telling you about is Toy-Con 1. Mm-hmm. Which makes me believe that there's multiple that are coming out in the future. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. For this robot one, this is literally what you're wearing. You're wearing, like, a giant turtle shell backpack with string that's tied to both your feet loops and hand loops. As well as, like, a goggle visor.
Man, I do not know about this. I feel like this is Nintendo's take on VR, honestly.
Okay.
I'll just say that as a random statement.
Now, here's the thing.
Or at least the robot.
Here's the thing. The Switch doesn't actually slide in there. So here's what this visor does. Visor up, third person. Visor down, first person. That's all the visor does. It doesn't actually hold the Switch. So it's not even technically VR.
Let me make another statement. I'm still waiting to determine whether VR is a success or not.
Okay,
I'm still
point.
on the fence about VR.
Fair point.
Let alone this. I mean, this hasn't even... What? Has this come out yet?
Today.
Oh, today, right.
Released today.
See, we don't even... Yeah, so... I'm on board with it. People from a distance, people I feel like are not gonna pay $90 for this.
Yeah.
Let me say that, and again, I could be completely wrong. This could go. I mean, I'm sure this will fly off the shelves.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo kind of has its like cult following, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's just way too expensive. They have to get that cost down.
Let me also bring you this point. When they announced this a couple months ago, literally the next morning, I get an email from my dad with a link to this. That one of the people that works where he works found it and shared it with him and a couple other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, before I could even say anything to him about it, he knew about it. Which is very interesting because he doesn't, exist in the video game world, and neither does the person that sent him this.
That is interesting, yeah.
So, it's like... It's very interesting, the fact of, like, the people that it draws attention from, which is, like, the normal crowd, and also people that are like, this is interesting. Like, not the normal crowd. So it's like, will it be a big thing? I mean, the Switch has already sold so well.
Honestly, I would say the Switch is a success already. Compared to the Wii U, easily a success.
Okay, now I believe it actually already sold enough to outshine the GameCube.
Really? Oh.
Which was like Nintendo's highest, fastest selling. And,
well, I think part of that is the more games that they're allowing to be played on the Switch 100%, easily. 100%. Because that was always my, like, not like turn off, but like it was always just kind of like something that I couldn't look like. You play Skyrim on the Switch now. That is a huge positive to me.
Yep.
Because that was always my thing. Like, Nintendo games are good and all, but Bethesda is they're top notch. Anyway, that random statement. So, again, it's going to be time whether it's a success or not. I couldn't even tell you if I think it's going to be a success or not, because I'm literally that much on the fence. And
it's because it's so weird. It's so Nintendo that it's
so Nintendo. It's like I don't even know what to think about it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like...
Now here's the thing. If I somehow get my hands on this, whether I convince my dad to, like, buy it for me so that he can entertain himself, would you try it?
Absolutely. I'd be on board to try it. I haven't played the Switch yet.
Oh, okay. Well, that's...
Yeah, so that's another thing that I would like, yeah. But I would absolutely try it because, I mean, I'm always open to... I mean, I don't want to, like, make statements without actually, like, experiencing it myself, you know? Yeah, I'm really interested to see where it goes, how much it sells, if the price changes, if it...
Yeah.
Like, what people say. I'm really interested about the quality. Like we were talking about the quality. Like, if it does happen to get wet, like, how durable is it?
Yeah.
Especially with the robot. You know, that was my other thing. Like, you're gonna have to have so much storage space.
Yep.
And that was my thing. Like, it's kind of like, it's not countering from the Switch. But at the same time, it kind of is it doesn't really make sense, kind of. Because, like, the Switch was like, you can go on the move and play it.
It seems like a thing that they want you to share with people, but you don't share it with anyone unless they come to your house.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm like...
And that's not what the Switch is for. The Switch is for you to share it with other people and take it to their house.
So now you just have this giant cardboard robot sitting in your room, and you're like, well, this is great. I don't know.
And if it does take 4 hours to build, you're not going to want to unbuild that.
Oh, no. No. Yeah. So I'm pretty interested. I'll probably watch a few videos. I'm really curious about the robot just because of how big it is. Like, I didn't think it was literally the size of a person.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
You're wearing like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle backpack. And then you have...
See, and it's kind of like the VR thing. You need space. What about all the people that live in, like, little tiny apartments, you know? You're not going to be... You can't, like, have a giant cardboard robot in your 100 square foot apartment or anything. Like, I don't know. It interests me. And I'm curious, like, the ones that they have out now. I'm curious to see, like... if they'll have like a Zelda theme one or like a Mario like I want to see a theme. I want to see a theme.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I mean they already have the license. I mean they own Mario, they own Zelda and all that.
That's true.
So I'd be curious, or like a Splatoon or something. Like I'd be curious to see if they can like
incorporate into the titles that they already have. Yeah,
I think that would bring a lot more success. I mean, I don't know if it like added to what it's going to do. I don't know. It is interesting, though.
Interesting.
I think it's kind of like the same thing. Like I said, like Nintendo's always just kind of done that. Like when the Wii came out, everyone was like, I don't know.
Okay.
And then it blew up, and now they're here. So
okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I will show you videos afterwards then. And we can
I'm looking forward to it.
We can figure it out ourselves.
Absolutely.
So here we go. That was the end of topic 4. We're officially closing this podcast.
We did it.
How do you feel it being your second podcast?
I feel great. I'm glad that I passed Matthew.
You come back for a third?
I hope to be coming back for a third. Maybe we'll have a giant cardboard robot by then. No.
By then?
Maybe we can do a 4-hour video of just sitting there building.
Trying to build it. Live stream.
Let's go.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, I look forward to coming back and had a good time.
Good.
Glad we got to talk about all your stress in college.
My stress
and fun stuff. You gotta let it all out.
Yeah,
it's a good time. The invasion hasn't happened yet, as far as I can tell.
We're still in one piece.
Still alive. The world didn't. I forgot to talk about how the world was supposed to end like 50 times before.
It's supposed to end like 50 times.
If you just more. Like just every other day, just say world's gonna end. One day you'll be right. Maybe
eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as usual, what are the things that they need to do?
Oh, I got it. You need to like, you need to comment, you need to subscribe, you need to click that bell icon to get all notifications.
There you go.
Got it.
There you go. Do all of those things because Cody is right.
I am always right.
Good job, Cody.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, we hope that you guys have enjoyed this past hour and probably a half.
Probably. Hey, we gotta talk about some good stuff.
And of course, if you did, make sure that you share and let other people know about it so that you can spread the joy that we're hopefully spreading to you. And I guess we'll see you next week. So have a fantastic day, fantastic rest of your week, and until then, see ya.